We are Paperpot transplanting spinach, and for spinach we use the 6-inch chain. We're still figuring out all of the different systems for the Paperpot transplanter. This is just our second season with it and we haven't completely honed it in yet, but these are going in pretty well, so I'll just show you how we're doing it. We're coming up with a whole new transplant schedule for our Paperpot transplanter specific, because we typically use soil blocks or have in the past for our transplanting, and we have a pretty good duration of seed in block before transplanting a table that we've already created. We use JM Fortier's table in the Market Gardener for most of those transplants, but we find that because the cell sizes for the Paperpot transplanter are so much smaller, we have to transplant them sooner than we would our soil blocks. So we're finding that it's pretty key for smooth running with the Paperpot transplanter to not have the transplants root bound. You can see the roots are just starting to kind of come out and go together, but they're breaking apart well enough that it's not clogging up the machine as we run it. So this is a 6-inch chain for spinach, and yeah, we're gonna put it in our Paperpot transplanter and show you how she rolls. We have 30-inch beds here, and we're trying to get 4 rows of spinach in each 30-inch bed. So we'll load up the tray, lift up the bottom of the chain, put our little flap down, Turt's better at this. Find the start of the chain. Wind it out. We have a bunch of stakes loaded up in the side of the transplanter. Stake it down to keep that first one in place. Okay, Turt, you ready? So it looks like it's not quite burying it far enough. So this is where we can adjust the depth of the furrow with those 2 adjustment knobs on the front. It looks like it needs to go just a little bit deeper. And sometimes it just takes some messing around with a few times to get it to the right depth. Yeah, so that's looking better. So I just adjusted the knobs a little bit to get the furrow to dig a little bit deeper. You can see that it's mounding up soil on the other side. 4 rows is kind of tight for 30-inch beds we found. So sometimes we have to come back and unbury a little bit the first row that we did. And this is where just kind of honing in a little bit better, I think, will be helpful after we have more experience with the tool. But this still takes a lot less time, I would say, than hand transplanting all of these. And it really varies in the way that you prep the bed and what the soil's like. This is pretty loose soil right now, so it moves around a lot as you work it. And another way to come back and kind of bury these a little bit better if need be is once the roots are a little bit better established and the plants are a little hardier, you can come through with the biodiscer and mound around them. So we're trying to figure out how we don't have to do any of the messing around after we transplant, but we haven't quite got there yet. But we hope to in the future, and for now, even just learning the tool, it's still quite a bit faster than hand transplanting. And again, this is 6-inch spacing for spinach, and the intention with this spinach is to harvest them from full size, so that's why we're giving them so much space. And on our farm, there's only a few things that we use the Paperpot transplanter for. We only use the 4-inch and 6-inch chains so far. 4-inch chains we do beets. 6-inch chains we do lettuce transplants and spinach transplants. For example, anything, you can also buy the Paperpot chains in 2-inch spacing, but anything on this farm that we're gonna plant with 2-inch spacing, we always just direct seed. So right now, while we're trialing the tool and learning how to use it and honing in our systems, we're just using the 4-inch and 6-inch chains for things that we already plant in that spacing.